Here with Gary McDowell, running for Michigan's 1st congressional district in the state of Michigan. And Gary, I want to thank you for being here with us.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. It's great to be here.
One of your big initiatives, protecting the Great Lakes. And you said your opponent and you have some different approaches to doing that. What are some efforts that you would do in office to help protect the Great Lakes?
Well, the Great Lakes are of unmeasurable value, not just in the beauty that they provide in our way of life in northern Michigan, but they're also a strong economic factor here. There's a recent study by the University of Michigan that 1.5 million jobs are tied directly to the Great Lakes. In Michigan, 526,000. So it's so important that we protect the Great Lakes, preserve the Great Lakes, and restore the Great Lakes. And my opponent has done just the opposite. Recently, he voted to allow cement companies to dump more mercury in the Great Lakes. And at this time when mercury contamination is actually in the rise in some of our native species like the walleye and the perch, and there's warnings right now for pregnant women not to eat Great Lakes fish and to be allowing more mercury into the Great Lakes. And he's also had an opportunity to start the process to stop the infestation of the Asian carp, voted against that, voted to slash funding for the Great Lakes Initiative, Restoration Initiative, which restores, protects our Great Lakes for the long time.
And you've taken measures in different roles to try to protect the Great Lakes. Drilling was one thing that you took a stand against. Talk to me about that.
When I was a state representative, I was known as the defender of the Great Lakes. I worked to have a ban on drilling in the Great Lakes, stopping an individual or a company from bottling up our water and selling it for a profit. Also, I worked to stop the Canadians from using Michigan to dump their trash in. And there was one instance in Sault Ste. Marie where the Canadian government was dumping raw sewage into the St. Mary's River. I went to bat, and we got him to stop it.
Now, you've had experience in Lansing politics. What new approach do you think you could bring to Washington politics?
Well, I've been talking to people across the district. We're doing this tour about the Great Lakes, but also people just feel like Democrats just can't understand that we have to cut spending. And Republicans aren't looking out for ordinary working people. And we need to change that approach. And that's what I will bring to Congress. I want to change the atmosphere of Congress, start working together. My opponent, one of the first things he did after he said he's going to protect Social Security and Medicare, was to vote to end Medicare.
And why is it in the voters' best interest on Election Day to choose you?
Because I will represent this district. I will fight for this district, just like we talked about the Great Lakes. I will fight to defend the Great Lakes, not be putting measures in place that will hurt the Great Lakes. And also protect our seniors, make sure that Medicare, Social Security is here in the long run. And I will fight to stop these unfair trade practices, manipulation of our currency, or the Japanese manipulating their currency. And we need to get people back to work. And I will never say, like my opponent Dan Benishek said, that the reason we have high unemployment is because people here don't want to work.
Well, Gary McDowell, I want to thank you for your time and good luck for your run for office. And of course, you can find out more about these candidates running for office on our website, upnorthlive.com.